is Marius Costache. Marius is the general manager of GreenWEEE, a recycling facility in Romania, and he will present to us the GRINNER project.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pascal. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's a real honor to be here today, talk to you about GRINNER. So let's see. No, the other button. As always. Before I'll start my presentation, I'll try to answer the question a little bit, address a little bit earlier. The issue is quite big because today, most of us here, we are talking about batteries, electronic waste. We are recyclers, take-back schemes, and so on. But now the problem of batteries reached to the municipal waste. How? It's quite simple. Look at this pen that I have here. Yeah, if I drop it in a bin, and this is not an issue. The biggest issue we have now is with the how it's called, the vapes, the electronic cigarettes. Yeah, people dispose of it like they are normal cigarettes. Yeah, and this creates the biggest issue, which was probably caused that fire and that person died. So the issue became very, very serious. So how we'll address our issue? Yeah. So the project, sorry, too fast. How this project started? This project started from industry challenge. And when I refer to industry, I'm a recycler, or I represent a recycler, but it's not only the problem of the recycler. As I mentioned earlier, and Benny, very nice presentation, also Veronica, already brought you to the cause, what caused a fire. And this issue is at the collection point, is the recycling, but it's also at the consumer. And consumer, they don't realize how dangerous it is. So I wouldn't address too much on this one, because we know already that the batteries are everywhere. But I kindly ask you to have a look on the pictures there. Those pictures are real pictures taken by our GRINNER machine. And you can see inside, okay, maybe you'll see it better when you receive the presentation later. You can find and you can see the battery inside. Because practically how we started from here. It's not a pleasant fact to talk about, but you have to talk about things that happen, bad things which happen. This picture was taken on 25 of June 2020 in our facility. We had a fire related to batteries, of course, which spread in 5 minutes, covered like few thousand square meters. You can see the smoke from 20 kilometers away, 30 kilometers away. It was a sunny day. It happened on 24th of June. I told you, this is the day after. And it affected us. We didn't lose anyone. Yeah. So I will talk also about the money, but the most important thing for us at that day was that we didn't lose any person, and this is it. But it affected around, I told you, 3,000 square meters in the fire, around 500 tons of electronics burned down. Everything spread, I told you, in like 5 minutes, because afterwards we look on the camera and we saw exactly how fast it spread the fire. What caused? We lost around €500,000, but as I mentioned a little bit earlier, money is not really important, but it caused us damage in regards of reputational. Yeah, because a recycler, always you are trying to do the good things. Yeah, and when the people are seeing you in the media having a big fire and everything, that is something that you don't want to be there. Never, never, never. What caused environmental pollution, because we had a lot of smoke coming out, and how everything started. As Benny was showing a little bit earlier, some examples with the batteries and how fast it can burn. We have a designated area for batteries. We collected something from electronic service shop, and they give us button cells which are packed in like plastic foils, so practically, with the luminaires, especially the old one. Yeah, what do you do with when one is not working? You take it out of the cardboard and you put back the old one. The same happened with these batteries, and they said it's discharge. But again, sorry, Benny, I'll repeat. Yeah, he just mentioned when the battery, you see it on your bike or on your car, it says 0. It's not 0. It's 60%. And what happened during the manipulation of this barrel, by the way, barrel, metallic barrel, and so on, those button cells moved a little bit. And you need a few kilos of this battery to touch button cells, yeah, in order to have a fire. And from there, everything started to, I would say, the fires were like fireworks, you know, and it spread on the pile of refrigerator we had stored there outside. And from that moment on, it took the fire department to extinguish the fire, I think, like 5 hours, 15 trucks. I'm telling you this, and you can see the emotion. Even today, after 5 years, I still feel this event. So everything went, and I was thinking what we can do next. What we can do next. By the way, 2020, pandemic was there, so no traveling. So I thought, I give it a lot of thought. We need to find a solution for this thing not to happen anymore. And because pandemic and I was missing traveling, I'm a curious person. And all the time, I remember that I'm passing through the security gate. I'm looking at that monitor. And I remember that you can see the battery inside. And I said, look, I think this is the solution that we should apply. I tried to contact some companies in Romania. They didn't saw the idea, even they were working with this. But 2022, we were approached by a company from Greece, TWI, and they said, okay, we would like to plan a EU funding project and so on. Are you interested in? I don't want to tell you that the initial was something else, was not GRINNER. They wanted to develop something else. I said, yes. But I don't want to go in this direction. We want to go in this direction. We need a battery detection system to detect the electronics containing batteries. Why? Because it's so difficult nowadays, even for people with a lot of experience, to say if this has a battery inside or not. How recyclers are doing the job now? Most of the job is done by manual sorting, like we saw a little bit earlier. Imagine that we need just one phone to escape and to enter with the 5 tons per hour. Our installation can reach to 7 tons per hour, 8 tons per hour electronics, 8 tons. One phone is 150 grams. And one phone, if it missed, you miss it. You don't see it. You don't see that that item contains a battery and it goes to the shredder. The only thing, there is one thing that will happen. Explosion and fire. Inside, of course, most of the shredders, they are equipped with systems, but they are not bulletproof. So we said, okay, we are a consortium of, I think, 7 parties now. And we said, let's work on this idea. Why? To try to solve a challenge that recycling industry has and will have from now on more and more. So the aim of the project, I think Pascal already mentioned a little bit, so I'll not insist too much. But the aim of the project, main aim of the project is this one, to detect electronics which are containing batteries before they enter to the shredder and to remove it from the flow. How are we going to do this, or how we are doing this? We are using X-ray system, which is together with an AI software, which practically, you saw the pictures a little bit earlier. We are taking a lot of pictures of the items which are on the conveyor belt. Yeah, and this AI shows us 3 things. First, if there is a battery or not, by shape, size, chemistry. Also, it's taking multiple pictures. So, because our intention is to have an accuracy of 100% of this one, because I mentioned a little bit earlier, if we are missing one battery, then we have an issue. I was telling you that we started in 2022. In 2023, we had quite a lot of work done. To be honest with you, it's 23 and 24. So if you look here, the prototype development of the equipment was done in Greece. We did testing in Munich of the equipment. Database enhancement. What it means is machine learning based. So all the time we have, and currently we are still doing, but I reach there very, very fast. Machine has to learn, because in recycling is not like production. Yeah, recycling, I have a definition which I think most of you agree, is demanufacturing. It's not manufacturing of electronics here. So practically we do demanufacturing. And for those of you who've been to a facility of recycling, you saw how complicated these things are. Because most of the people, consumers or friends of mine, they're saying, recycling is it's not so complicated. After they come inside and they look, said, wow, now I understand when you said that you spent 40 million euros in these machines, and it's not so simple as I was believing, you know? So in December last year, we got a prototype in our yard, and we start to do the testing. Because I was mentioning a little bit earlier, we are learning this machine how to detect the batteries in real life condition of a recycler. The recycler cannot put one pen on the conveyor and wait to see, okay, there is a battery inside or not. It's in piles. It has to do at least few tons per hour, otherwise it's no commercial viable. So, and the conditions, it's very, very difficult. So imagine we did some tests, and I'll tell you a little bit how important is if the battery is placed here, a button cell, yeah, or it's on top. Yeah, if it's when it was on top, 100% accuracy, button cell, it shows on the screen. What was below, machine saw it, but he couldn't say 100% there is a button cell there. So you need to test it. After several runs, yeah, machine already said also when the battery was below that item that it's a button cell. So this is very important for the process and what we are doing. So in 2025, we'll continue with this database enhancement, and also we are working on how to take the items once the machine recognizes it, because there are posing a lot of risk for the operators, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. So we have two systems here. One is a lightning system, in order to show exactly to pinpoint where is the item containing batteries or items, because it could be more stacked one on top of the other. And also we are working on a robotic way to remove these items. There are several solutions that we are working more. We will see, or we will tell you about in June. We plan to go live with the equipment, how it will look like. So this is our line, one of our lines. And if you see here, practically we have a discharging box, a conveyor, then will come the X-ray. By the way, it's a dual energy X-ray. This can give us the accuracy of items containing batteries. And after that will be the sorting. The initial plan, it will be to do it offline mode. What it means, especially in this phase, offline. It will be disconnected from the conveyor belt of the installation. Why? If we miss one, while we are learning, that item containing battery will go exactly in that big box there, where is a chain mill, which speeds with the speed is around few thousand rotation per minute, few thousand rotations. So you can imagine if one phone reached there. So we want to do it in offline mode in order to make sure that whatever is detected is removed. And also the machine needs to learn. As I mentioned, there are multiple types of electronics that you couldn't believe. For example, I was very surprised when I saw a lock for a bicycle with a pink pin pad on it containing battery, lithium-ion battery. I said, why? The key was not working for us anymore. Yeah, why we need a lock to put there the pin code when there is a battery inside? So more and more items are appear. Where we are, this is how it looks. Few pictures taken last week, to be honest with you. We're quite late with our presentation because of these pictures. But we finalized it. We finalized it last evening. Yeah, and this is how it looks. This is this version, because the next version, it will be conveyor, big conveyor belt, two containers, one where is the system will be placed, and the other one for sorting. And once the material, I told you, items are identified, it will be removed from the container. I think the total footage, the square meters, I think there are 200 square meters. It will be the footprint of the final installation. Where we are, and with this one I will end my presentation. What we need, what we want to provide to recyclers. We want to provide to recyclers few things. 24/7 days operation. Okay, with some maintenance, with shifts changing and so on, but this is what we want to provide. Where we are now, currently we estimate to be around 65%, yeah? Putting aside the database enhancement and so on. So it's working very, very well, and we didn't discover any issues in having a 24/7 operation. Where we are, what we intended. We wanted to have more than 3.5 tons of e-waste passing through the system. Where we are today, again, we are still learning with the database enhancement and so on. We are at 5 tons per hour. 5 tons per hour is quite okay for a e-waste recycler. If we are talking the question a little bit earlier with the municipal sorting station, is very small. Municipal sorting station, they process every hour around 25 to 30 tons minimum, metric tons per hour. So for electronic recycling at 5 tons per hour, it's okay, yeah. But what we want, the speed is almost the same thing, 0.3 meter per second, and we are at 0.5, so practically it's the same because the speed gives you the input material, so the tons per hour. What we wanted to detect, batteries from 2.5 millimeters up to 200 millimeters, so 20 centimeters. Is done. The system can see this kind of batteries. System integration, we are working on this one because we are working AI, and BI means business integration. So what we want at the end of the day is to come up with a commercial model that we can provide to recyclers or collectors, or who needs this. We want to do it quite simple. We are thinking to make it as a one solution, not tailored solution, but here there are different ideas we are working in, but we want to make it quite simple for the recycler or recyclers to use it, because there are, by the way, I forgot to mention this, and it's very important because we are very proud of this. Our company is a member of ERA. ERA is a European Electronic Recycling Association. So only in ERA, there are 35 companies now, which we have more than, I don't know, 50, 70 facilities. What I wanted to say is that each facility of each recycler could be different from the other one. Yeah, not totally different, but different. So that's why we need to provide a solution that will fit in the operation of every recycler out there. We still have some work to do. I told you with this one, with the robots and with the data enhancement and with the AI. But the initial results that we had after, I would say, 2 weeks of operation, because December it arrived to us, so December, Christmas time, we didn't have too much time to work on it. So January we did it. We are very happy with where we are at the moment, and very confident on what we will achieve next. So thank you very much for your time. I think I overpassed the 20 minutes, but thank you.
Thank you very much, Marius. That was a very informative presentation. Is there someone that has one burning question before we move to the next presentation? I was wondering, Marius, your 65% availability, what exactly does that mean?
Thank you. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, availability means the operation time of the machine, so 24/7. So practically now we couldn't operate with the machine as it is in 3 shifts, yeah, continuous work. So around 2 shifts it's okay, because we still need to work on the feeding of the installation and also data enhancement in order for the machine to learn how the batteries are doing. It's very important, one thing, as I mentioned, and I will take this availability. If there are a lot of solutions out there or under progress, yeah, and it's very, very good. We are very happy that things are moving, because I believe that this problem that we do have, or I wouldn't call it problem even, you saw what it costs to us, this challenge, it will get bigger and bigger by day, every day. So no matter how many solutions will be there, this is very good for us as a market and as an industry. And the difference that we are trying to bring is that we don't put the electronics inside a shredder which might contain the batteries. This is the most important thing that I believe that everybody have to keep in mind. Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, Marius. Xavier, you have the last question.
Thank you. I was wondering who owns the technology, I mean, of this process? Who owns the overall?
Who is the owner of the technology?
At the end of the project, the technology will be GreenWEEE. The equipment that is developed is GreenWEEE. This is how the EU funding was done. In the agreement, there are several parties, because I told you we are 7 or 8, but only a few of us have the commercialization right. So currently, those parties, we are talking now in order to come up with this commercial solution. Yeah. So it was not, as you know, EU funding project is not like joint venture between some companies on the market. So the idea of the project was to develop the technology, and this is it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, will not be GRINNER, not GRINNER.eu or whatever as a company itself. But in few months, we'll tell you more on this. I can answer even better your question. Currently, we are still under discussion for this topic. But I hope I answer what you wanted to know. Thank you.
Thank you, Marius.